Dear students, my name is P. Venkatrao. I am a mathematics faculty at ACE Engineering Academy. I am going to discuss the computer science engineering paper 1 gate solutions. Let us see the problem number 1. Consider the following matrix. For this matrix, we were asked to find the largest eigenvalue of the given matrix. That is fine. First of all, the given matrix, let it be A. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Now to get the characteristic equation, simply you need to find determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation. To get a determinant of A minus lambda I, just add minus lambda to the diagonal elements. This is 0 minus lambda 1, 1, 1, 1 minus lambda 1, 1 minus lambda, this is 1, here also 1, 1, 1 minus lambda is equal to 0. Please do remember, while you are calculating the determinant of any matrix in which diagonal elements are one category of same elements, non-diagonal elements are other category of same elements, in all such cases, the type of matrices determinants can be evaluated just by adding all rows to the first row or just by adding all columns to the first column. In any manner we can solve. All rows added to the first row plus second row plus third row plus fourth row. Then what is the first row? Minus lambda plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus lambda plus 3. Similarly, the remaining elements also minus lambda plus 3 minus lambda plus 3 minus lambda plus 3. Minus lambda plus 3, even the remaining two elements also. Now second row, third row, fourth rows as it is, 1 minus lambda 1 minus lambda 1, 1 1, 1 minus lambda 1 1, 1 minus lambda is equal to 0. In order to simplify further, very simple, you need to take second column minus first column, third column minus first column and fourth column minus first column. To simplify the determinant value, second column minus first column, third column minus first column and fourth column minus first column. So the first column elements are minus lambda plus 3, 1, 1, 1, minus lambda plus 3, minus of minus lambda plus 3, 0, minus lambda minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 0. Similarly, third column minus first column, this minus this 0, this minus this 0, 0, 0, minus lambda minus 1, 0. Fourth column minus first column now, this minus this 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, minus lambda minus 1, 0, 0, 0, minus lambda minus 1 is equal to 0. Remember, this is a lower triangular matrix determinant. Determinant of lower triangular matrix is just product of its diagonal elements. Lower triangular matrix means a square matrix in which all elements above the diagonal must be zeros. Therefore, this is a determinant of lower triangular matrix. Its value is simply the product of its diagonal elements minus lambda plus 3 minus lambda minus 1 into minus lambda minus 1 into minus lambda minus 1, that is minus lambda minus 1 whole cube is equal to 0. So this is lambda is equal to 3. Lambda is equal to minus 1 comma minus 1 comma minus 1. We just need to identify the largest eigenvalue of the matrix. Therefore, largest eigenvalue is equal to 3. Largest eigenvalue of the matrix is 3. This is a fill in the blank question. Let us see the next problem. First, read the given problem. A sender S transmits a signal which can be one of the two kinds. Transmitting signal should be either H or L with probabilities 0.1 and 0.9 respectively. That means probability of transmitting H signal is 0.1, probability of transmitting L signal is 0.9. In the graph below, the weight H U comma V is the probability of receiving V when U is transmitted. U comma V belong to H comma L. For example, the probability that the received signal is L given that the transmitted signal was H is 0.7. Look here, received signal, this is sender, this side sender, this side receiver. Now you just need to observe, if received signal is L given the transmitted signal is H. If a transmitted signal is H, then received signal should be L. For that, the probability is 0.7. They gave it is. Transmitted signal is H, received signal is H. For that, probability is 0.3. Transmitted signal L, received signal should be H. For that, probability is 0.8. Transmitted signal L, received signal L. For that, the probability is 0.2. Now, if the received signal is H, means if signal H is received, what is the probability that the transmitted signal should also be H? Your answer should be correct to 2 decimal places. Fine. First of all, we were given probability of H transmission. Just need to observe, probability of signal H transmission is 0.1. Similarly, probability of transmission of L signal is 0.9. Probability of transmission of L signal is 0.9. That is fine. What is this? After transmitting H signal, it should also be received as H, is 0.3. Anyhow, first of all, read the last sentence. If the received signal is H, what is the probability that the transmitted signal is also H? First, let me calculate the probability of received signal is H. Probability of received signal is H. Probability of H receiving. So let us write the cases regarding probability of signal H is receiving. So H receiving, what are the probabilities? First of all, signal H is transmitted. After signal H is transmitted, then it should be received as H. Let me write. First of all, H signal must be transmitted. After transmitting H signal, then it should be received as H. One possibility. Second possibility, probability of L signal is transmitted, and then after transmitting L signal, remember, first signal H is transmitted. After H is transmitted, it should be received as H. First L is transmitted. After transmitting L signal, then it should be received as H. Look at the diagram also. Look, H is transmitted. After transmitting H, it should be received as H. L is transmitted. After transmitting L signal, then it should be received as H. For that, 0.8. Probability of H signal transmitted is 0.1. L signal transmitted is 0.9. Probability of H signal transmitted is 0.1. After H transmission, then H received is. What is this? After transmitting H, this side transmission, this side receiving. After H transmission, then it should be received as H. That is 0.3. Plus probability of signal L is transmitted, that is 0.9. After L transmission, it should be received as H. After L transmission, it should be received as H. After L transmission, it should be received as H. This side receiving, this side transmission. For that, the probability is 0.8. This is 0.8. This is 0.03 plus 0.72 is equal to 0.75. Now, the last sentence of the problem. If the received signal is H, what is the probability that the transmitted signal was H? If the received signal is H, problem meaning is, if signal H is already received, then how much probability will be there? It should have been transmitted as H, or it was transmitted as H. Now probability of A given B according to conditional probability or Bayes theorem, I can write it as probability of H transmission intersection H receive divided by total probability of H receive. So first of all, signal H is transmitted. After transmitting H signal, then only it should receive H. So I can write like this: numerator, first probability of signal H is transmitted. After transmitting H signal only, then only after transmitting, first H should be transmitted. After transmitting H, after completion of transmission of H signal, then only signal H should be received. Otherwise, it cannot be received. Means once a transmission completed, then only receiving will start. So denominator, total probability of H receive. So this is equal to, let us look at the diagram. Probability of H transmission exclusively was given to be 0.1. What is this? After transmitting H, then only it should be received as H. That was given. After transmitting H, then only it should be received as H. For that, the probability is 0.3. This is 0.3. Total probability of HR we found in the previous case, that is 0.75. So 0.03 by 0.75. 0.03 by 0.75. This is 1 by 25, the answer is 0.04. Answer 0.04. This is also a fill in the blank question. Read the given problem. Consider the following expression. Limit x tends to minus 3 square root of 2x plus 22 minus divided by x plus 3. The value of the above expression round off to 2 decimal places is dash. Anyhow, let us take the given problem. This is also fill in the blank question. Limit x approaching minus 3. This is square root of 2x plus 22 minus 4 divided by x plus 3. If I take x is equal to minus 3 here, 2 into minus 3, minus 6 plus 22, that is 16. Root 16 is 4. 4 minus 4, 0. This is also minus 3 plus 3, 0. So 0 by 0 form, we need to apply L'Hospital rule. Applying L'Hospital rule means differentiate both the numerator and denominator with respect to x now. So this is limit x approaching minus 3, treat it as x. So this is in the form of square root of x. Square root of x derivative 1 by 2 root x. X means 2x plus 22, I think. 4 derivative 0 and x plus 3 derivative with respect to x is 1. So after applying L'Hospital rule, we are just getting this. Moreover, here 2x plus 22 derivative with respect to x, that is these two cancel each other. Now take x is equal to minus 3. Take x is equal to minus 3. This is equal to limit x approaches minus 3, 1 by square root of 2 into minus 3 plus 22. Sorry, 2x plus take x is equal to minus 3, then it is 1 by square root of 2 into minus 3 plus 22. This is 22 minus 6, that is 16. Square root of 16, 4, 1 by 4, that is 0.25. This is also fill in the blank question. Answer is 0.25. 0.25. Let us see the next problem. Please read the given problem. The lifetime of a component of certain type is a random variable whose probability density function is exponentially distributed with the parameter 2. For randomly picked component of this type, the probability that the lifetime is exceeding its expected value. Your answer should be nearest to round off to 2 decimal places. This is also fill in the blank question. Anyhow, this is an exponential distribution. What is the probability density function of exponential distribution? F of x is equal to lambda into e power minus lambda x. where x is the time, because this exponential distribution is purely time related probability distribution, where x is the time is always greater than or equal to 0. It is always greater than or equal to 0. If time is negative, the probability is 0. X means time. Here lambda is parameter. They said parameter is 2, therefore lambda value 2. Lambda is given to be 2. We were asked to find the probability that lifetime exceeding its expected value. Let us assume x is equal to lifetime of some particular component. Therefore, we need to find the probability of lifetime, let it be x, of some particular component that is exceeding its expected value. This is equal to probability of x greater than expected value of exponential distribution is 1 by lambda. Do you know the formula? We all know this. Regarding exponential distribution, we have probability of x greater than x or x greater than or equal to x. In both the cases, the formula should be e to the power of minus lambda x. P of x greater than x or greater than or equal to x is e power minus lambda x. Now come to the given problem. This is equal to P of capital X greater than small x. In place of small x, we have 1 by lambda here. Therefore, in place of small x, we need to write 1 by lambda. E power minus lambda into 1 by lambda. This is e to the power of minus 1, that is 0.367 approximately, or 0.368. Anyhow, the same problem should also be solved according to the procedure, because I have written this from the cumulative distribution function. CDF of exponential distribution is f of x is equal to p of x less than or equal to x is equal to 1 minus e to the power of minus lambda x. This is the CDF, cumulative distribution function of exponential distribution. From this, I have written p of x greater than x means 1 minus p of x less than or equal to x. That is 1 minus this. Then we will get this. We'll solve according to the procedure. And we were asked to find probability of capital X greater than its expected value. That is probability of x greater than its expected value is 1 by lambda. I can write probability of 1 by lambda less than x less than infinity. Because x value greater than 1 by lambda, any number greater than 1 by lambda should lie between 1 by lambda and infinite. So I have written like this. So this is probability of a less than x less than b. So it should be written as integral a to b, means 1 by lambda to infinity f of x dx. F of x is the probability density function of an exponential distribution. So this is equal to 1 by lambda infinity lambda e to the power of minus lambda x dx. Lambda constant, e to the power of minus lambda x, integration value minus e power minus lambda x by lambda between the limits 1 by lambda to infinity. So this is equal to, substitute x is equal to minus infinity, then it is minus e power minus lambda into infinite minus into e power minus lambda into 1 by lambda e to the power of minus infinity value 0. So here lambda cancel, minus into minus plus, e to the power of minus 1, minus into minus plus, that is equal to e to the power of minus 1, its value 0.367 or 368 approximately. So answer 0.367 or 368. Please read this problem. Consider the two statements. Statement number 1, there exists two random variables capital X and capital Y such that expected value of x minus expected value of x, y minus expected value of y whole square greater than variance of x into variance of y. Similarly, covariance of x comma y is equal to this, modulus of x minus e of x, modulus of y minus e of y. Which of the following choices is correct? Means only one of them is correct answer. Let me check. First of all, I want to write the definition of covariance of x comma y. What is covariance of x comma y? Is equal to expected value of x minus expected value of x, y minus expected value of y. This is the definition of covariance of x comma y. But in the problem, we were given like this. Covariance of x comma y is equal to expected value of modulus of x minus expected value of x, y minus modulus of y minus expected value of y. This is wrong because this is the definition. In the statement of the problem we were given like this. So covariance of x comma y is not equal to this. Therefore statement 2 is wrong. Look there, covariance of x comma y is equal to modulus of y minus e of y. It is wrong. Statement 2 is wrong. Let us decide whether statement 1 is correct or not. For that, I want to use the definition of correlation coefficient. From that, we can decide whether it is correct or wrong. What is the definition of correlation coefficient? Correlation coefficient is denoted by the symbol R. The correlation coefficient between x and y between the random variables capital X and capital Y is, let us write, R is equal to covariance of x comma y by square root of variance of x into square root of variance of y. Do you know correlation coefficient value should lie between -1 and +1? So here I can write minus 1 less than or less than 1, including minus 1 and plus 1 as well. Now R is equal to covariance of x comma y definition, E of x minus E of x y minus E of y by square root of variance of x into variance of y. Squaring on both sides, then r square is equal to, on squaring both sides, it becomes r square is equal to expected value of x minus expected value of x y minus expected value of y. On squaring both sides, denominator becomes variance of x into variance of y. We all know that correlation coefficient small r value lies between minus 1 and plus 1. Then r square value should lie between 0 and 1. If r value lies between minus 1 and plus 1, then r square value lies between 0 and 1. We just need r square less than or equal to 1 only. We just need r square value less than or equal to 1. What is r square value? This whole function expected value of x minus expected value of x y minus expected value of y whole square and divided by variance of x into variance of y. This is less than or equal to 1. So by cross multiplication it will go that side, then it becomes expected value of x minus E of x into y minus E of y whole square. These two terms I'll write here, less than or equal to variance of x into variance of y. Now you observe, but in one of the statements it was given to be expected value of x minus E of x into y minus E of y whole square greater than or equal to variance of x into variance of y. We were given it as option 1. Please verify. So statement number 1, it was given to be greater than, but we got less than or equal to. So therefore statement 1 wrong, statement 2 as well is wrong. So S1 is false and S2 are false, so option A is correct. Both S1 and S2 are false. Thank you, students.